The House Economic Development and Small Business Committee will come to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call attendance?
Chair Hoskins.
Here.
Representatives Grant, Whitsett, Neely.
Here.
Liberati.
Here.
Sophia. Farhat.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Tisdale.
Here.
Van Werkup. Martin.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
St. Germain.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 9 members present, a quorum.
All right, thank you, and thank you all. Welcome back. I guess easing you back in with a few simple bills. First bill we're going to take up is Senate Bill 539, which is sponsored by Senator Anthony. It looks like Senator Anthony is here. I believe she'll be also speaking with maybe Erica Farley,
All right.
as she's here. I think Ms. Farley is here on Zoom.
Believe she'll be here shortly. But thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the opportunity and members of the committee. I'm joined by my Deputy Chief of Staff, Remy Gelderloos, to just discuss Senate Bill 539, which is my legislation to allow electronic return of security deposits through direct deposit, electronic transfer, or even mobile apps like Venmo, PayPal. We are all aware that we are in a housing crisis, and its impact on both urban and rural communities across the state have been devastating. Now, while we work to address that crisis, we can also do smaller, systemic changes to streamline processes and to lower barriers for Michiganders. My bill, Senate Bill 539, provides one such change, and I'm pleased that this received unanimous support both in the Senate committee as well as on the Senate floor. By allowing landlords the option to return security deposits electronically, this bill offers a faster, more secure, and transparent process for this common transaction. Keep in mind, this is not a requirement. Tenants who prefer to receive their security deposits mailed by check will still have that option. Additionally, landlords will need to comply with existing laws related to mailing a tenant the notice for damages and timely return of security deposits after the lease expires. In a time when digital transactions have largely become the norm, this small change will create a pretty big impact. Allowing security deposits returns will modernize this process for both landlords and tenants and ensure funds get back into their pockets sooner. So that is my testimony, and I'm happy to entertain any questions.
All right. Representative Roth.
Thank you, Senator. It seems pretty simple and easy. I just want some clarity, if you know, when it comes to payment and the initial deposit, can that be done electronically or by check or both? And is there any, so I heard this on the radio, that's why California allows both. And anyway, there was some confusion on whether the landlord could demand that it be electronic payment for rent. I don't know if you know all that or not. I'm just kind of getting it all sorted out. I haven't rented in a long time.
To my knowledge, that's outside of the scope of this bill. So and again, this would be an option for tenants and landlords, but definitely not a requirement. Okay. So if they set up another means to do those other transactions, I'm sure that would be a part of the standard lease agreement, but this just provides the option for security deposits.
Very simple. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, Representative Tisdale.
Thank you, Chair Hoskins. Good morning, Senator. Real quickly, options are good. Is this option, and as you said, it's not a requirement. Is this a disclaimer or a statement at the is it known or made at the beginning of the contract? Is it at the end of the contract? When is this revealed to the prospective renter?
That's an excellent question. I'm going to answer that, and then Remy can nudge me if I'm wrong. This would be a part of the lease. This would be a part of the standard lease agreement. So if there were any changes to the lease, then that would be something that would be discussed and signed by both the tenant and landlord. So this would be something that they would both have to agree to, typically at the beginning of the lease agreement.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Did she get that correctly?
That's right.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Representative.
All right, seeing no other questions, thank you so much, Senator Anthony, for your
Thank you,
testimony.
Mr. Chair.
And Remy, too. Next, we'll have Ms. Erica Farley from the Rental Property Owners Association. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Farley.
Great. Thank you to the chair and committee members for allowing me to testify today. I am Erica Farley. I am the executive director for the Rental Property Owners Association of Michigan. We testified in support of SB 539 in the Senate, and we are happy to testify in support of the bill here in the House. We feel that this gives both property owners and residents more options when it comes to paying and collecting those security deposits. And going back to one of the past questions in the senator's testimony, yes, this would be included in the lease that we give to our members if they are choosing to use this option. But in this day and age, as we are moving past the early 21st century, we believe that it's time to give this option to both property owners and to residents. So we are in full support, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, do we have any questions for Ms. Farley? All right, nope, looks like there are no questions. Thank you so much for your testimony this morning. All right. Looks like there's no one else who is going to testify, so I'm just going to read in some cards. The first card I see is Jim Kirsch, representing the Property Management Association of Michigan, now wishing to speak in support of the bills. Brad Ward from the Michigan Realtors, now wishing to speak in support of the bills. Holly Tatman from the Apartment Association of Michigan, now wishing to speak in support of the bills. All right. I imagine these bills will come up again the next time we have committee for a vote. So with that, I will move on to the next thing on the agenda. I'm actually going to take up testimony on Senate Bills 536 and 537. These bills were introduced by Senator Bueno. Here to testify, we have Bill Drake from Senator Voino's office. He's going to start us off. Floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a pleasure to be back here in the House. We appreciate you taking up these bills. Senate Bill 536 and 537 amend the Plant Rehabilitation and Industrial Development Districts Act and specifically expand the definition of commercial activity by adding warehouse and distribution to the definition. The existing definition in state law is limited to manufacturing use, and then changing these bills expands the definition to attract a larger pool of businesses considering locating in Michigan in formal industrial sites. In fact, some of these warehousing and distribution businesses do work to support manufacturers. The Plant Rehabilitation and Industrial Development Districts Act was enacted in 1974 and has been used for the redevelopment of numerous sites across the state. Many of the former industrial and manufacturing sites that would benefit from this change have been vacant for years, and in some cases facing many challenges, including a history of environmental pollution, blight, and deterioration. We have spoken with numerous stakeholders, including the Executive Office and the MEDC, who are aware and supportive legislation. And I know we do have some experts on the line, including Jared Belka from Warner Norcross and Judd.
All right. I believe we do have Mr. Jared Belka from Warner Norcross and Judd, and Johnny Sweeney with North Point.
Yes, Johnny had some travel plans that placed him on a plane right about now, so he apologized for his absence, but happy to speak in his place. So, Mr. Chair and committee members, thank you for the opportunity this morning. We appreciate your taking up these bills for consideration. It was a good overview of what the proposed changes would include. This allows additional support for speculative development North Point Development, who Johnny Sweeney is with, has redeveloped some very challenging sites across the state, including the former Cadillac stamping plant in Detroit and the former Warren transmission plant in the city of Warren. These are often, legacy sites that have come with significant challenges. The development team has been able to utilize the industrial facilities tax abatements to support business expansions across the state. This issue kind of arose because of the process for filing the speculative IFT. Obviously, at the time, you don't exactly know who your tenant is. Much of the other tax abatements that could offer an alternative to the IFT, given the filing requirements ahead of time prior to construction, they're not able to utilize those particular programs. So the benefit of the speculative IFT is, the application is filed locally, and it's up to the municipality to determine whether or not they choose to support it. But when a tenant is identified, they then have the opportunity to submit for that application, which, given the speculative development process, is after construction is well underway. So this expansion would allow multiple uses, not just manufacturing, to include warehouse and distribution. Again, because of the timing for filing requirements under an alternative act such as the Commercial Redevelopment Act, this speculative IFT offers options to allow businesses to seek out speculative areas where they need to make decisions to move quickly on business expansions and not be precluded from having to wait to file prior to construction of these facilities. So we appreciate your consideration of this. Again, all of this is still up to the local municipality. This does not impose any right to a tax abatement. It simply gives them the opportunity to utilize these tools to support business expansions in these communities. I'm happy to answer any additional questions, but I very much appreciate your time this morning.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Belka? All right, I see no questions for you, so thank you so much for your testimony this morning. All right, we are just rocking and rolling here. I am going to read in some cards. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bills, John Severson from the Michigan Association of Intermediate School Administrators. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bills, Peter Spatterford from the Michigan Alliance for Student Opportunity. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bills, Matthew Schuler from the Michigan Association of Superintendent and Administrators. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bills, Jennifer Smith from the Michigan Association of School Boards. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bills, Dan Beam from the Education Advocates of West Michigan. Not wishing to speak in opposition of the bill. Bob Kiefkin from the Michigan Association of Secondary School Principals. It's also my understanding that the bill sponsor just found out about this opposition this morning, so I'm sure they are going to work with these stakeholders to be able to make these changes and hopefully get to a place where everyone feels comfortable about it. So, with that being said, thank you. The committee will go at ease at the call of the chair. All right, committee will come back to order. Next, we are going to vote out Senate Bill 481. We heard testimony on this on June 11th this year, which seems like decades ago. How about we have Representative Grant move to report Senate Bill 481 favorably. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the motion to report, Chair Hoskins.
Yes.
Representatives Grant,
Yes.
Witsett, Neely,
Yes.
Liberati,
Yes.
Kofia, Farhat,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Tisdale,
Yes.
Van Workum,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Roth. Yes. St. Germain.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 11 yeas, no nays, no pass. Senate Bill 41 is reported with recommendation.
All right, thank you. All right, Representative Miller moves to excuse absent members. Without objection, so ordered. Representative Neely moves to approve the minutes from the June 11th meeting. Without objection, so ordered. There being no further business before the committee will stand adjourned.